Mr. Ross, why would you choose Merida, Mexico over Ibague, Colombia? Ibague, the cost of living there is ridiculously cheap. If you think Mexico is a very affordable place to live, you ain't seen nothing until you went to Ibague, Colombia. Way cheaper. The food is very cheap. Cost of living is very cheap. Homes and rentals are very cheap. Very affordable homes. And it's a beautiful city. And so again, somebody asked, why did you choose that place? Why did you choose Merida over that if it was so good? I'm gonna explain why in this video. So I'm just gonna talk about Colombia in general right now. Now, if you've been watching my videos from the beginning, you know how much I love me some Colombia, Medellin, Colombia. Went back years later to go find the place. That's how much I love it, and that's when I discovered Ibagué. Because I didn't want to live in Medellin. I didn't want to live in a large city like Bogota and some of the other larger cities because of traffic, pollution, crime, violence, and all of that. You know, and another thing about Colombia, the poverty is real. You see it every day. You see it everywhere. You be in the restaurant eating your food. Somebody will walk up, stick their hand on your plate and ask, "Do you want that?" And you give it to them, one, because you feel bad, you feel guilty because they're hungry, and you see that they're hungry. I mean, the poverty is real. It is everywhere. And so, but over time, I mean, if you go out to eat 3 times a day, because many of the restaurants are outside because of the weather is great. If you go outside and eat 3 times a day, folks are walking up into the restaurant, putting their hand in your food 3 times a day. And while it's disheartening to see it. After a while, you start to get immune to it because it's happening all the time, every day. You see it 7 days a week, and you feel guilty. But then you realize there's a point where you can't do anything about it because the poverty is just overwhelming. It's everywhere. You see kids on the street sleeping, begging for food, working, hustling to trying to make some money just to go buy stuff and take care of their family. Mothers on the street working, and they had their kids out there just making peanuts a day just to keep food in their bellies. And many times they don't eat; they go hungry. And so the poverty is real, and it's very visible, and it's disheartening. Crime in Colombia in general is ridiculous. Medellin, Bogota, um, there's the saying is not when, not if you're going to ever get robbed. It's just a matter of when. It was known that if you live there long enough, you're going to get robbed. And so one of the things, every time I walked around with my phone and made videos, the locals would always tell me, "Put that phone up, put that in your pocket. You're making yourself a target." I'd be out on my laptop, "Get inside. Somebody's going to rob you." It wasn't unusual to be on your phone, riding through a taxi or in an Uber. Motorcycles would just come up, pull up beside you, and they just snatch your phone out the car and take off. And even the taxi drivers would warn you, don't talk on the phone in the car. So get circle back around. I come to Medellin, come to Merida, Mexico. A friend that was like, "Come check out Merida. I think you'll like it." So I come and visit, and I'm like, after a couple of months here, I'm like, whoa! I'm able to let my guard down. I'm able to record videos and not have to be worried about somebody snatching my stuff. I can take my laptop out in public and work and not be worried about somebody watching me and setting me up to be robbed. In Colombia, your head was always on a swivel, always looking around, you having to watch and be mindful. Now, again, we never had any issues, but we were always vigilant, always paying attention, always watching. I remember I went to go buy a computer in the Apple store, nervous, scared out of my mind that, because you come out with these Apple bags and boxes with iMacs and MacBooks. People know what they are. They know that whatever you're coming out of that store with is expensive. I'm just paranoid that, hey, somebody's gonna follow me home. They're gonna stick me up and blah 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 blah. So when I got here to Merida, I was able to be relaxed. I was like, this is nice. It was like, why go back to that when I'm at ease? I'm calm, tranquilo, and so it was like I like this better. Plus, I have my kids with me, and we're going to be living here, so it was like I'm going to err on the side of caution and choose safety. Now, Ibagué, much smaller town than the places like Medellin and Bogota and Cali. Much smaller town, um, smaller knit, not a, traffic nowhere near the same like the other cities. Pollution nowhere near the same. In fact, Ibagué have the most beautifulest view. The views are spectacular. Um, if you are on a fixed income, that would be the place to go. Now, the safety concerns and factors that existed in other parts of Colombia is not nearly as the same as it would be in Ibagué. The, when I say the real estate, the cost of living is insane. I mean, I'm talking like $350 a month. You can get you a 2 bedroom, fully furnished with all the utilities included: internet, water, electric. 350, 400 a month. Condos, brand new, pools with all the amenities. I believe I have some links on my site. I'm gonna see if I got some videos I can link to. Um, I'll put them inside of the VIP area on our site at moveabroadandthrive.com so y'all can see some of the clips that I have. It's spectacular. In fact, what I probably will do, I will come and post a section in Ibagué in the VIP area about Ibagué because it's a beautiful place. It's like the music capital of Colombia. So we have like Nashville, Tennessee, for country music. Well, Ibagué is the equivalent of that in Colombia. In I think the state is Colima, Ibagué, Colima, Colombia. Beautiful place. Now, it was spectacular when I was there about 4.5 years ago. I can't imagine, because they were doing a lot of building up then. Can't imagine what they got now. Uh, but like I said, I'm gonna see if I can pull up some rentals and just show y'all what you can get in that town. They have their own airport, so if you wanted to travel, that's the other thing. Again, look at the hacks on how you can make it work. It's a slow city, so I mean, there's not a whole lot going on, but they got some good doggone food. So if you're a foodie, you won't be missing out on anything like that. You still get access to the amazing fruits and vegetables that they have there. Um, and like I say, they have their own airport. So if you get bored and you want to go fly to Cali, which is another part of Colombia, you get on the plane for next to nothing. You want to go to the big city, let me look up, let me pull up my computer, Google Flights. If you want to leave and say, hey, I'm bored this weekend, I'm going to buy me a round trip ticket from Ibagué, Colombia, and I want to go to Medellin for the weekend. Let's type that in. And let's say I'm looking at tickets right now. Let's say 3 days later. Let's say I'm fly out of here 5 days later. And I want to stay gone. Matter of fact, I'm just going to put in for the weekend. Let's say I leave on the weekend and come back. Let's say I leave on next Friday, come back on Sunday. You want to leave for 2 days? Because that's what they do. 26, Friday. The plane tickets are round trip. Hold on, bear with me. 2,700 pesos, which is about, I'm just going to round it up, $150. 3,000 pesos, $150 round trip for a ticket like 5 days in advance. I mean, I can hop on a plane in Ibagué, fly to Medellin for the weekend, and then come back on Sunday. It's gonna cost me $150 round trip. You can do that. If you want to go to the beach, I think the name Santa Marta, Colombia, because that's what they do there. Plane ticket, not much more. It's still under 3,000 pesos. 3.5 hour flight. That includes a layover for an hour and a half. In Bogota, $150, I can fly to the beach for the weekend or for the week. And with the amount of money that you saving in Ibague, you can afford to have the lifestyle and live like a king. So, but it's a small town, a little too small for me. But if I never came to Merida, I would have made. I probably would. Ibague was going to be the place that I was going to live. We were going to stay. Like I say, it's a small town, and I imagine now it's significantly grown, and there's a lot more there. So investigate it. I highly encourage you to go check it out. Um, you got nothing to lose, and if you are on a tight income, that would be the place to go. High speed internet, super fast speeds. You won't lack on anything like on that. Um, and I like Mexico. Now that I've been here for 4.5 years, I have an entirely different perspective on living in Colombia versus Mexico. The Mexican people are just great. They are very welcoming people, very genuine people, very family oriented, as is most of Latin America. But they're just different, and they different in a great way, in an excellent way. Um, they are loving, nurturing, just genuinely jolly, happy-go-lucky people. Um, in Colombia, and this is not just a general blanket statement, it was kind of hard to know if the friendships that you were creating were genuine. A lot of people looking for opportunities. Um, and again, I don't mean this in a negative way, but in Colombia, man, jokers will scam. They will get you. Not necessarily talking about it in a violent way, but take advantage. They will. It's always like it's a hustle or a scheme. Um, there's always an angle. Not with everybody, but with more than enough to the point where you almost had to question the relationships and the genuineness of people. Um, I choose the Mexican people hands down every time, um, and it's different here. The people here are different. So while the cost of living is not the greatest, and it is not necessarily about trying to find the cheapest place, it's about finding the place that works best for you. And Merida, Mexico worked great for us. And so I appreciate it. So that's my short answer. I ain't dragging this video out 30 minutes today. That's my short answer for why I chose Merida. I can let my guard down. I can relax. I can be at home. Um, Super nice people, people that care about you, and they're genuine about it. Also, you got everything you need, close proximity to the United States, still get good quality homes, good deals. I think residency requirements are reasonable, although they've gone up in cost now. Um, but it was very easy to get residency here. I don't know how challenging or difficult it is to get that in Colombia, um, but Merida is great. I love it. So if you have any questions, like I say, leave your comments below. I'm going to add a section inside of our VIP group. If you're not a member, click the VIP link. I'm going to put it in the description in the comments. Join it. I'm going to open up I'm going to start a conversation about Ibagué, and I'm going to post content about Ibagué because it is a place worth investigating. It is not like the other parts of the more populated areas of Colombia. You're going to be super safe there. I would encourage you to go investigate and check it out. I think you will be pleasantly surprised at what's there. And again, if you want to fly into the other major cities, you will have that option and ability to do that out of Ibagué because they have their own airport. Thanks for watching. MoveAbroadandThrive.com. Have a wonderful day.